Welcome to week 3 of LIBS 301. This week we will be looking at Acknowledge Part 1. So this we will be splitting into 2 weeks, but I do want you guys to be learning about APA citations early on so we get a lot of really good practice and I'm able to help you guys fix any issues and mistakes we're seeing as we go through. So for this week, for our to-do list, we have our required materials to look through, and there are a good handful of videos and materials just because this is such a information dense week. So we have our week 3 instructor video. So this video you're watching right now. We have multiple YouTube videos. So we have APA 7th in minutes. So we have 3 of these videos. So the scholarly journal articles, our websites, and books. So it will break down how to create citations in the APA 7th edition for each of these materials. Then we have just a fun video. If you guys want to watch it, you can. If not, you don't have to, which is plagiarism presented by Saturday Night Live. It's a really just kind of nice, fun video, lighthearted, just to give you guys a little bit of a chuckle as we go through this week. Then we have our last YouTube video that's required for you guys to watch, which is how to avoid plagiarism in 5 easy steps. For assignments that are due this week, we have our APA citations and plagiarism quiz, and a check-in post, which is APA citations, where are you at? So for our non-required or supplemental materials for you guys to look through, we have an APA referencing made easy, so everything you need to know about APA 7th edition, a YouTube video. We have the APA citations module from the Bishop Mueller Library. So this will include several YouTube videos as well as a quiz and questions throughout. We have plagiarism, 6 different types of plagiarisms to avoid, which is a YouTube video. Another video of how to avoid plagiarism in academic writing. And then our plagiarism prevention module, also from the Bishop Mueller Library. We also have quite a few links from the APA Style Guide online. So as I mentioned in the first week, we do not have a required textbook. So I will have provided all of these URL links in a document located on Brightspace. If you cannot access that, please let me know and I will make sure that that is given out to you guys. So here we have information on plagiarism, the basic principles of a reference list entry, elements of the reference list entries, missing reference information, so what to do if you're missing pieces of information and how to create those citations. We have some really good reference examples, so we're having journal articles, the up-to-date articles, so if you're using that database, and reports by government agency references. Finally, we also have our DOIs and URLs. So this was a major area in previous courses that we really struggled with. It is challenging and confusing on the best of days, so don't worry about mistakes that you're making to start with. We will be working through those and really helping you guys get a little bit more comfortable with DOIs and URLs. For our terms and concepts for this week. So we have a few terms and concepts. First is attribution. So this is giving credit of ownership and or creation to the original author or creator of a work from which you borrowed content from. So this is your citations. You're giving credit to whoever created it first. And then plagiarism is presenting the work or ideas from another author, creator, or source as your own without acknowledging that original's creator. So plagiarism does come in multiple forms and formats. It's really important to kind of know what is plagiarism and what isn't plagiarism, and really getting comfortable and confident in knowing how to give correct citations and attribution so you are not plagiarizing. So for this week's information literacy concept, we are going to jump all the way to the end to the step of acknowledge. So these 5 steps, while a lot of times I will reference them in linear order, can kind of be mix and match and kind of looping back around as we go. So acknowledging is really kind of creating that material, the citations, the references, all of that to kind of say where I got the information from. And this is really important to have a good handle on, especially with research papers, and be gathering this information early on, so you're really making sure that the materials you are presenting are cited correctly. So, acknowledging is crediting that original source of information. And the assignments that we are completing that really tie in with this step is our APA Citations and Plagiarism quiz, the APA Citations Where Are You post, and the in-text citations assignment, both the quiz and the post. So for these assignments, it's really looking at the kind of the nitty-gritty of the acknowledgement as we're going through. APA Citations, it's our favorite thing in the world. It is confusing and challenging. It is something that as you work through more and more, you will gain more confidence in it. So please stick with it. Know that everyone at some point in time struggled with APA Citations as well. And please reach out if you guys have questions. So why do we cite our sources? So no matter what citation style we're doing, we want to cite our sources because first, it makes your work much more credible. It says, these aren't just my ideas, I have others backing me up as well. It also tells your reader where you found that information, and it allows your reader to learn more by beginning with your sources. So as you're going through, it really does kind of build that confidence, makes you more credible. Also, it gives credit to the people whose words and ideas you're using. So it's saying, this is where I got the information from, I want to thank them. And then it also protects you from plagiarizing. So looking at plagiarism a little bit more closely. So, what is plagiarism and what falls under it? So first we have direct plagiarism. So this is a word-for-word transcription of a section of someone's work without attribution or quotation marks. So it is pulling word for word, just a huge chunk of material, you plug it into your paper and you claim it kind of as your own, or you just forgot to put quotation marks around it. It's kind of that accidental plagiarism, but it's still plagiarism. Now, on the flip side, we have self-plagiarism. So this is using your own previous work or mixing parts of previous works and kind of claiming it as a new piece of work or a new assignment. So in college, it's really easy to want to go, I've already written this paper, or I've written a good chunk of this paper already. I'm just going to use that and kind of build upon it, or kind of continue working through with this topic or idea. While in theory, that would be okay for this assignment, I want you guys to really be working on your own material. Self-plagiarism, it's really tempting to fall into this, but you really want to make sure that you are doing your own work new to this topic, or think of a different kind of angle you can go with on a topic you've already done. So, mosaic plagiarism. So this is borrowing phrases from a source without quotation marks or using synonyms while keeping kind of the same general structure and meaning of the original work. So with this, you're either paraphrasing or summarizing, you're kind of pulling essentially the same gist, the same sentence structure, just changing up a few words here and there, but it's still plagiarism. So you really want to be careful on how you're doing your summarizing and your paraphrasing. If you have questions, come and ask me. I will be more than happy to help you guys. And then accidental plagiarism. So this is just forgetting to cite a source or misquoting a source. This is very common, so it really is important as you're finding your sources that you're creating those citations as you go through. So, DOI numbers. I mentioned earlier in this video that previous classes had really big challenges with this of kind of understanding what DOI numbers are, how to format them, and that is completely understandable because this is one of the newer additions into APA Citations on the big edits and changes that were made from the 6th edition to the 7th edition. So what is a DOI number? This is a digital object identifier, commonly shortened to DOI, and they were invented to give each electronic or digital item a unique, persistent identifier. So this is very similar to an ISBN number that is given to books. So please note that not every article has a DOI number. Always double check to see if it does, and if it does have a DOI number, you need to add it into your citation. So What do DOI numbers look like? So all DOIs start with the number 10 followed by a period. So I have the example down below. It has the 10.1515, a backslash, some information. All of that kind of changes, but the 10 dot will stay the same. So when they are formatted in a citation, what you do is you add the HTTPS : the double backslash, doi.org, another backslash, and then you add in that information. One thing to note that kind of was catching a lot of us up, and I did not realize that this was how some databases format DOI numbers, is it adds in the university's URL. So instead of having the DOI kind of standing alone, it has briarcliff.edu within there. So what you're really wanting is the 10 dot and that information. You plug it in after your HTTPS and your doi.org. Again, all of this information, if you have questions, please reach out. I am more than happy to help you guys kind of find it, figure it out, and format it. So week 3, our to-do list. So first, for our required materials to look through, we have our week 3 instructor video. So this is the video we are working through now. We have a good handful of YouTube videos from Humber Libraries. So it's the APA 7th in minutes. So we have our scholarly journal articles, our websites, and our books. We also have our YouTube video from Saturday Night Live. So again, this is just a fun video. If you guys want to watch it, great. If not, that is okay as well. And then finally, for our last required video for you guys to watch through is from the Modern Libraries Librarian Memoirs. It is how to avoid plagiarism. So it walks through the types of plagiarism and how to really make sure that you are avoiding that as you go through your work. For supplemental or non-required materials to look through for this week, we have our YouTube videos from the Smart Student. So she does a really great job at giving good in-depth information. So we have APA referencing made easy, everything you need to know about the APA 7th edition. So that is the edition we are on now. That's what you'll be working with as you go through with all of your courses. We have plagiarism, so the 6 different types of plagiarisms to avoid. And then finally, how to avoid plagiarism in academic writing. We also have our 2 online modules from the Bishop Mueller Library, which are the APA Citations and the Plagiarism Prevention modules. So these are really great if you just want extra practice going through your citations and plagiarism. You have additional videos and quizzes to look through. Also, we do have materials from the APA Style Guide to look through. So this will be our plagiarism article, basic principles of reference list entries, the elements of reference list entries, missing reference information, reference examples of journal articles, up-to-date articles, and reports by government agencies, and our DOIs and URLs information. All of these are linked in the Brightspace page. If you cannot access them, please make sure you're contacting me, and I will get that information out to you and double check that everything is looking right on my end. Now, we have 2 assignments that are due for this week. So first we have our APA Citations and Plagiarism quiz, and that will be due on Thursday. So you do get 2 chances to take this quiz. So if you have mistakes and want to retake it, feel free to go back in and retake that quiz. We also have the APA Citations Where Are You At post. So this is kind of describing your experience, confidence, and concerns surrounding APA citation. This will really give me a really nice in-depth look on where you guys are standing at and what help I need to provide to you. Please respond to 2 of your classmates, with the initial post being due on Thursday and your response to your classmates due on Sunday. So as always, if you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to me. Send me an email, set up a virtual or in-person one-on-one meeting with me. Citations are going to be probably our biggest struggle through this course, and I am here to help you guys work through all of your challenges and questions as we go through.